So, all right. So we're going to hop in right here. All right. So today we have an interesting topic. Welcome to Guys That Talk About Nothing. We have some women on the panel today because, we don't want to be unfair to everybody. So we invited a few here. So we have Brittany. Brittany, raise up.
Hi.
That's Bree. Thank you very much, sir. Please pay attention to the names. Thank you.
Yes. We have Jade over here in the middle. What's
Please
up,
don't
Jade?
forget your name, okay?
All right.
That's right.
We have Heidi.
She's like,
Raise up, Heidi. And we have Lay. What's up, Lay?
Hey.
Wow. Where did you guys come up with these names so quickly?
Hey. And look, and we got
how they came with those names quickly.
And we got Ace in the other corner. We have two questions tonight. Our first question: do men have more baggage than women?
Oh Lord! Oh my goodness! This is gonna be a great debate.
Someone's putting up their fist. You ready? You ready to go, Lay?
What you got, Lay? Let's hear it. What you got?
No,
I'm more baggage.
Just gearing up.
I think it depends on when and where. Like, I could say men have more at some point because we're expected to do things that just because it's been done many times before. Like, I saw this picture that's been going around the internet of the chick from Empire, I forget her name, Cookie Lady, and some of her boyfriend walking, and he's got his jacket on, and she's all like this, and people are like, "Well, why didn't he give her jacket? Give her his jacket?" And I'm like, he might get cold too, so why he got to give his jacket to her? Because he's a man
Lord
and
Jesus.
he's expected to.
Oh,
Yes.
You
That's
don't know how to check
question.
the weather like anybody else.
help.
Wait, so you said you're
boy.
lucky you're not in the room with us. Is that what you
Oh yes.
That don't make no damn sense.
I mean, I have
access
access on this phone right here. It has like a weather app. It tells you gonna be cold, rainy. You grab that extra
DJ's
jacket.
opinion
But if you
does
try to
not
look cute
reflect my
instead of
opinion.
being practical, practical
Well,
instead of pretty sometimes.
They probably were trying to be cute, like for you or for
Right.
the benefit of the man. Because if they were by themselves or no men were around, they may have had a jacket on.
Well, she could have found a cute jacket too. Problem solved.
No.
I mean, you could also be an unselfish person and just like do something kind.
Hey, easy. Unselfish. If I get sick and cold because I gave her my jacket, how am I gonna take care of her later?
You're not taking care of her then. So it's clear that taking care of her is not top priority.
Oh, it isn't.
Look,
So
if
then
one
I'll have to
gets
get my
sick,
jacket
both
up.
get sick.
You
All right, look.
see that Ace and T have not joined in to
No,
their
not that.
to
particular-
DJ's defense. DJ's defense.
Scared.
Look, I'm gonna hop in
We're
here.
much afraid.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop in here and I'm gonna say that I think that women have more baggage.
Help.
And
Boy,
the reason why I
bye.
believe this, no, women
Get out
are
of
more.
here.
You guys are so much more emotional.
I should draw a picture of
carry
a pair
so
of butt
much.
cheeks and lift them
For
up like
instance,
Tom
if
is
we-
right now.
Look. If we have a disagreement, the guys are like, "Okay, babe, what's up? You're good. We let it go. We're gone. It doesn't stick with us that long. You guys carry it, and you're always bugging us and saying some crazy stuff. And I mean, come on, man, give us a break.
But is that really more baggage?
That's more baggage
Because we have
they
to
don't
carry
let
that when
things
they put it
go.
on us.
Okay, wait. I have multiple things to say to T's point. First, I don't think that. Well, two things. I disagree. I think men definitely have more baggage than women, and the reason I think that is because I think that based on the way society expects men to behave, it's less maybe cool or encouraged for men to deal with their issues, especially their emotional issues. And so there's a lot of men, I think, walking around with unresolved baggage or unchecked issues. And to your point of thinking that women are more emotional than men, I actually don't agree with that either. I feel like men are just as emotional, if not more than women, but they just express it differently. And the reason being is because if you look at domestic violence cases or cases where people kill, just for those listening, I'm an attorney, so obviously that's the direction I'm going to go. Or if you look where people commit crimes of passion, where they're murdering their lovers or murdering people who they found sleeping with their lovers. Lots of those crimes, most of them are committed
But
by men.
that comes more from a point of a man thinking that he is the authoritative figure in the relationship. So he's going to be the violent one. If it comes to it, he's going to be the one that raises his hand first.
I think it comes from having emotional baggage undealt with.
Bingo.
Not knowing how to handle your anger.
I actually agree with her. I agree with Brie.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. It's so interesting that you bring up those statistics. And as we evaluate those statistics, because I look at them often, you will see that on the gender scale, they're rising.
No,
I do. I always do.
Did you hear that?
So
I heard that too. I look at them often. Let's see,
yes.
men arrested.
Well, and the reason why I do look at them is because I speak to a lot of individuals in regards to domestic violence, and I counsel males frequently because as I witness them not really protecting themselves in situations that are violent towards them. A lot of men don't understand that they can be hurt, they can be killed. And when you do look at those statistics, you see that even though they are currently male dominated, they are rapidly rising from the female perspective. And so I'm going to agree from my perspective that in some cases men have more baggage because they don't know how to deal with the baggage that they have.
What?
And it is not, it's not manly.
It's basically kind of what Bree said.
Right. It's not manly to seek help, to say you need help, because we are not taught that we do have weaknesses and we should address those weaknesses, and we should not take our current or past relationship into a new relationship. And some of the techniques and strategies that we could use to improve ourselves are often ignored because we're men. And from a historical perspective, you don't show strong by going and seeking help or seeking to talk to someone. So from that perspective, I would say that that's true.
And I think Jade was about to say something.
I'm not gonna hate on that.
Yeah, Jade had
let me ask you this. So based on that, all these men, let's say most likely they have mothers at home, and women are the ones that are seeking mental health counseling or something of that nature, trying to better themselves. What makes you think that they are not filtering onto those boys now, or those, their sons? Let me not say boys, but their sons, so that when it's time to seek counseling or understand that, hey, I don't need to go out and shoot my girlfriend because she wouldn't give me her stimulus check. Hello. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense, because we do talk to our sons. But so that whole line of using that phrase about, well, they don't want to seek help, and they just feel like they can't let their feelings go. Men are so much more emotionally insecure than women that it's it's
I think that goes both ways though, Rob, because I think it's based on the household.
Yeah, Jade, the name's right there. Jade, to be fair, Jade, I hear what you're saying.
Okay, let me do this.
Well, now let me tell you guys, all of these names are going to disappear.
That's fine, but it's just when we address each other. But to Jade's point, to Jade Robin now, to her point, growing up, a woman telling us about these things, because my mother never told me about getting help. My father wasn't around. So you have TV and you have your boys and you have other people telling you, you can't like this thing. You can't say this thing. You can't act like this. If you do this or do that, you're a bitch. If you do this or that, you're soft. All these things have been taught to us by our peers. And especially, now this is like my own personal experience. I mean, all jokes aside, I would give the woman my jacket. That is who I am. But no, I do. Seriously. That's
good way to recover. Good way to recover.
Did you hear that?
Good way to recover.
Blake, did you hear that?
I do.
Good way to recover.
I do. But anyway, but seriously,
Blake, did you hear that?
I mean, like 10, 15 minutes
No,
later.
2 thumbs up. But in all
Hey,
seriousness,
don't you
it's
get
hard.
cold too?
Huh? I do get cold, man, but I just have to shiver. I'm like, here you
Oh,
go.
really?
Take my jacket, okay?
Oh,
Pneumonia,
boy.
I can beat it. I'm a man.
Well, that's
So,
what we were raised to give up.
but I was, as coming up like that, even like I'm a nerdy guy, I'm a geeky guy, whatever you want to call it. I just been my thing as a kid. In the Black community coming up, being soft, liking comics, root beer, being smart, and a man, and not being hood, not being tough. All that shit's all on our shoulders, or especially people like me, our shoulders. And then even after my recent relationship I got out of, I would express my concern about things in relationship. I don't act like a man.
So who had the baggage in that relationship?
We both did, because I allowed that type of behavior, because I was like, well, maybe I'm not man enough in this sense. Maybe I need to act this way, but I don't want to be that guy to go in and be like, "I'm the man. You listen to me." I don't want that BS. I wanted to be mutual. I want to discuss issues. It's not a fight. We're not against each other. That whole I don't need no man, or a woman needs to be beneath me, or she needs to listen. Who needs that? I think it's kind of mutual. The baggage, yes. If I were to go in my previous relationship, like, look, man, I'm kind of sad about this. I'd be looked at like, oh, you soft, you just one of them soft niggas. That's what I would hear. Not anymore.
So
I
the thing is,
Hold on.
I'm
Heidi,
sorry, go
Heidi.
ahead.
Wait, let Heidi speak. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
that it is very demographical. I believe that it depends on the household that you were raised in, the friend group when growing up, whether your mother was involved, your father was involved. I also think it depends on the person's actual zodiac sign they were born under. Some people are more, some men are just more emotional than others. Different people are raised different ways to express themselves. Some are raised not to express themselves. So I think it's very individual. I did also believe this is like even the level of like low income, moderate, high income, all of those things play a role in how a person was raised and the involvement of their family. And so I don't think it can go just straight into, and I also think it's race-based too. We talk about blacks, or what race are we talking about? Because it really just depends on so many things. So to just say women and men and not narrow it down to different, it's really hard to explain. And because even people kind of make single parenting sound like, ooh, that person's a single parent. A single parent is the best thing for that child, because those parents
in some cases,
In some cases, yeah.
In some cases, and a lot of cases, So,
I mean, if the parent's abusive, yes.
It's a lot of things that go into it. There's a lot of two-parent families where the kids end up being very dysfunctional because the parents in the marriage were dysfunctional, and that's all they see.
Right.
So there's a lot of things where people kind of put things into categories. And so if we don't kind of narrow this down, then we're going to have a whole lot of different.
I mean, there's nothing that's clear cut. I mean, you're going to go back and forth. We know that, but that's why we posed a generic question. So discussion.
We didn't hear Lay's thoughts on it.
Oh yeah, Lay.
I mean, you guys covered it. Like, I was thinking, a lot of men don't feel comfortable with going to counseling, and it's major. A lot of men don't know how to communicate properly. Yes. You can't, break up with somebody all of a sudden. Yes, this is a true story. You can't break up with somebody all of a sudden without them knowing what's going on when you think the relationship is going in an amazing direction. So like communication is like the most important thing.
Yes, that's true.
I agree.
And so you can't be vague. Like being vague, it's
but Lay, do you consider that baggage, or do you consider that just a lack of communication skills?
I do consider it baggage because of past relationships.